It's been 10 years. With the wind chill factor, it seems like 15, but it's been a good time. I think we're the youngest FEC. Were we the last to stand up? We were the last to stand up. We had to stand an organization up out the gate with 76 people. The first year, at the end of the first year, there were 275 people working here, and the workload was the third largest it has ever been, even to this date. 2 years later, we hired over 1,000 people in 1 year, and there were over 1,700 personnel actions in 1 year. 1,000 people were hired. So in 2008, we had just over 1,000 people hired. We've had 5 skippers since stand-up. Okay, so Captain Blunt, Captain Morton, Captain Heinzel, Kiewis, and Hamer. We've overcome extreme financial difficulties. So the first year that we stood up, we had to gather all the units in Navy Working Capital Fund up from all the different PWCs and PWDs that were coming in, and we didn't necessarily have all that information. So missing the units and trying to establish rates, caused a $90+ million deficit that took 7 years to fix. And we've overcome that, and we're healthy today. This year, we'll be close to making $20 million in Navy Working Capital Fund, which we'll give back through the rates in 2 years. The rates will be $20 million lower. We'll collect $20 million less because our goal was to be break even. To date, we've done $20.4 billion of business in 10 years. $20.4 billion. So in the span of 2010 to today, we've gone from $349.5 million in Southeast to $230 million a year in FIP with less people, a lot less people, but the same number of contracts generally. The number of contracts and the level of complexity hasn't been reduced. It's just they cost less. So it's a savings to the Navy and to the taxpayer. In SRM, when we stood up SRM and inherited all the PWDs, PWD Jacks got anywhere from $12 to $14 million a year for this base in SRM, sustainment and restoration. When we stood the FEC up and inherited all the PWDs, 17 of them, that year we got a total of $32 million for ST and RM. The RM number was only $8 million. It didn't even equal the number that Jacks had in all the years preceding it. So we're in bad way. So $32 million. Today, or not today, but the high bar for that's $59 million. So we got that number up from $32 million to $59 million, and we're pretty healthy now. So we're pumping the money into the utilities on the SRM Navy Working Capital Fund side. On the wellness side, there's no other FEC. If you have the opportunity to go to other FECs or you've been at other FECs, the one distinguishing difference here, and overseas is a little bit different because it's more like a tight-knit community. But the one difference between here and everywhere else is this is an extended family. And everybody that comes and visits us, when they leave, they're like, man, wow, you've really got it going on there. People have bad days and bad weeks, but you determine your sanity level, your morale. You got to look within because we're doing an awful lot. Your leadership's doing everything they can to try to make this a great place to work. So we're the biggest FEC, no question. We have more PWDs, we have more component offices, we have more buildings, we have more plant replacement value, PRV, than anybody else. We certainly have more runways than anybody else. I hope that we get a lot more than 10 more years, but it's been a great first 10 years. The distance that we traveled, those that have been here the whole time, you certainly know you can just go, wow, the things we've accomplished in 10 years, it's just absolutely amazing. And I couldn't be prouder to be here in Southeast and have been a part of it.
One thing we wanted to talk about is Jeff talked about $20.4 billion worth of work. And that's a huge effort, and we did it through a transitional phase from 2006 to 2010 where we're transforming the organization. We had Katrina actually going on, $275 million program above and beyond our standard program. That was immediately followed by the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act. We got no time to recover whatsoever. We immediately went to that. That was another $216 million program. As soon as we thought that one was finished, we immediately go into the OCO program, where we brought back and did The Marine Corps brought them back and started updating the Paris Island, the Beaufort bases, Albany. So we continuously had our program of record, which was large, and then these add-on programs above and beyond that. Some major accomplishments: the 3rd Army headquarters at Shaw Air Force Base, $120 million facility at 3rd Army headquarters, very complex, on time, on budget. We actively have the Navy Nuclear Propulsion Training Facility in Charleston ongoing now, $154 million project, high degree of interest, and we are delivering that pretty much on time, which even though included a 4-month delay because of protest. That's kind of a rear window look. Let's look at the future. We have a lot of good things coming in the future. Our program is very much stabilizing about $1.8 billion per year. And as we look out to 2018, we do not see any changes. We have a couple major initiatives in the out years. We have a large $400 million program at Barksdale. We have another $300 million hospital at Guantanamo Bay. So we have a lot of work and a lot of work on the table. And the Ohio replacement, which could be upwards of a $700 million program there. So the future's bright. It's been a great ride going for the first 10 years. The next 10 have a great start, so we look forward to it.